All right. Hello. How's everyone doing? Welcome to my live. My name is Wilfred. A little bit about me. A long time ago, I went to boot camp for UX design. Sometimes I think I should have went for dev, but I went for UX design. Just didn't have enough confidence in myself at the time, but I should have went to become a dev. And then I've been doing UX for a while. Just looking for ways to stay creative and grow my skills. I moved into front end. Then I moved into, picked up some HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And I was on Free Code Camp. Then moved into design advocacy. Still growing in that field. So I rolled back to exploring other options because JavaScript is just so. And then I decided to do jam stacking. I went about jam stacking. And then another great thing happened, AI. AI is another great thing that happened. Or language learning models. I'm sorry. I don't know why I called it AI. But anyway, I got my Zippies. I got my lunch. I went to Zippies. Korean fried chicken is amazing with the mac salad and the rice. So I want to warn you, I'm going to be nibbling a little bit while I work on this. This is day 0. We got a lot to go. I'll probably do 3-4 hours of this live. Just watch me. I'm building a software as a service for founders using AI. Yeah, I guess you could probably say my coding experience is moderate. Over the last few months, of course, using AI, I've learned to code faster and quicker than if I did it on my own without AI, because the language model, I go back and forth between AI and language model, but the language model, as I like to call it, but I call it AI for you guys. The AI actually teaches you and answers your questions promptly and quicker. So that helps a lot when learning how to code. And it does all my JavaScript for me. So, but I can read code really well. I can read like a book, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But there's so many different intricacies and commands, and my memory is not that good. So the AI really helps me. You just give it a prompt, outputs the output. And again, like I always say, you still gotta know how to read code, or I should be doing this all day, not knowing why it's not working. So you have to be able to look and see so you can tell the AI why it's not working and fix that part of it. I use Visual Studio Code as my editor. I love it. It's a best friend. And I'm working on a project that I think will really, really help people. I want to keep that in my hat for now. But this software as a service for founders, ultimately, we got to get data first. And the data is what VCs are doing when engaging with startup founders, what startup founders are doing. I already talked about this in a prior video because our time is valuable, and we don't have time to waste. If they're not going to talk to us or write a check. So we need to know which VCs are really ripe and which ones are really duds. So we need to get that together. And then what'll happen is how this develops into a software as a service for founders is that at some point, then the new feature will be allowing founders to find those VCs with investment theses that align with their business. Because for me, I don't know how to make that work. Hold on. I got to chew. Time to eat Korean fried chicken. One thing I like to do is I like to code and I like to eat. That's one thing I like to do. I like to code and I like to eat. And what helps me out is some good comfort food. I don't eat with chopsticks. I know it's crazy. I'm in Hawaii. I never eat with chopsticks. Always a fork. So I'm going to create this with no coding experience. Actually, I just put that title. Did I make it interesting? No, I do have coding experience. I'm going to create this using ChatGPT. I've already kind of started because I've done this type of video before, and I believe it helps to kind of get a head start. So we're not going to do much today. Like I said, there's no way you're going to finish it all in one day. I don't think it's going to go that way, but I'm going to just get the basics going and probably put 2 to 3 hours in it. Let you guys see how it comes out. Then again, it might just go, and then we can move on to the next thing. Because I don't know. I start off and I move really fast, and then the thing I know, I'm iterating like crazy. So, time for the bite. Okay. So, first things first, we got to set up a database. Well, let me show you what chat gave me. Okay. It's really simple. As you can see, let me show you. It's really simple, as you can see. I think so. ChatGPT, it does all the heavy lifting for you, and as you can see, it's really simple. I already asked, like I already did a lot. As you can see, I already did a lot. Like I said, I was playing around and doing some things. I mean, like I can read all of this. Like you got to know how to read all of this. It's not that hard. You see it so much, you begin to realize it's not as hard as it sounds. It's just figuring out where to start. And the AI chat starts it for you. I don't think it's really that good at finishing it for you, but it definitely starts it for you. So where I start is basically right here. We're at this prompt because usually when I start with ChatGPT, it goes all over the place. That's why you gotta have some experience with coding because it goes all over the place, and you literally will be lost. But you're not lost if you have some experience, right? But it will give you all kinds of different stuff, and it's not always accurate. And so you give it this prompt. I say, provide me all the code bases it already has created for this web app, HTML, CSS, JS. Keep all code base files separate. Files, keep CSS code separate from the HTML code. Give me step-by-step instructions to implement everything. Because it has a way of combining everything sometimes, and I don't like that. I don't like how the CSS be embedded and all that. I don't like that. I like it separate. Because this way, when you want to make changes, it's just easier to make changes versus going in and changing styles and the HTML. It's just not going to work, especially if you use Trailwinds. So it gives me all these instructions on how to set it up. So first thing we do is we set up our database. And so it gives me everything to do to set up the database. And so I go over here and let me show you. I set up the database. I use Firebase. I use Firestore database from Firebase. It's great. It works wonders. I love this. I love this a lot. I love this a lot. And so I set up everything. Like I already built another web app using Firebase, and it's wonderful. Like, it does everything for me that I need. It has a lot of flexibility. The web app that I built already is called Unicorn Hunter, and you can check it out. The link is in the description box below, and that's built on Firebase. That database is built on Firebase. So everything you see in Unicorn Hunter was made the same way I'm setting this up. Okay. So I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay. So now it's giving us the HTML files, but this isn't going to be our index because we're going to have a landing page. But for now, we'll leave it like this. We'll fix this later because what I want to do right now is see if it even works. Okay. So this is our code for our HTML, our index page, which is the feedback form. Oh, the name of this software as a service is called What the Founder Said. What the Founder Said. That's the name of it. That's the name we're going with, What the Founder Said. So basically what I do is I go to my Visual Studio. I open up my Visual Studio. I thought I already had it open, but I guess not. Or I do. Let me see. I thought I already have it. Okay, so I go to my Visual Studio. Let me see if I can show you this. My Visual Studio. It's right here. And then I go to my Visual Studio. I go to New File. And then I put in, it's simple. I put in index.html, even though I'm going to change this later. And it wants to save it in my folder. So I click create the file to save it in my folder. Then I go back over here. I copy the code given to me. That's the first step. I go back into Visual Studio. I copy the code that's been given to me and I enter it in here so it looks like this. Okay. And of course, you need a styles file, obviously. So that's a no-brainer. So I go to New File and then I put in styles.css. And I put in my styles file that it wants to save on the styles file. And then I go down here, but it doesn't want to do that yet. It wants to do the next code, which is reviews.html. So we go and we do another file. And all of this is coming from the AI, ChatGPT. All of this code was made in ChatGPT. So I do this. I didn't do any of it myself. Okay, and this is where, so right here is the form. Once the form is completed, all of that information is going to kick to the database. And from the database in Firestore, it's going to dynamically populate here. And this is what we want to see that happens. Now if we want to preview what this looks like, we can preview what this looks like. Right? It's no real styling. I don't do that yet. I do that later. So that's why it looks the way it looks. There is styling. I haven't added it yet, but I don't really get too caught up. I really don't like to get too caught up with the styling. Because I always, that's just something that you can work on your own time. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with styling. No reviews yet, of course, because they're dynamic, which is a great thing that chat does. It only brings you dynamic reviews, so we got that. Now we add the styling to it, and this is kind of like mostly a grab bag because you never know what that the AI is going to give you for styling. So let's go ahead and paste it. I mean, I could be using the shortcuts, but I'm just being lazy. So now we got the styling in. So when we go back and we look at it again, we see this is what it looks like, nice and clean. Nice and clean. Just the way I like it. After a while, it'll tell you, after a while, it'll get a feel for how you like things and they keep it nice and clean. Nice and clean, just the way I like it. All right. We cooking. Let me cook. Okay. So I be having fun doing this. I gotta tell you though, I be having fun doing this, but I gotta tell you, it does get fatiguing. I do get fatigued. Now, I'm not gonna show you my JavaScript code, so no dice there. So let me stop sharing. I'm not gonna use my JavaScript code. Not gonna show my JavaScript code, but it's giving me some really cool JavaScript code. The reason why I don't want to show you my JavaScript code is because it has my Firebase config file. So obviously I can't show you guys that. And also I don't want to expose the functions. So not to make it easy on anyone trying to replicate what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this code in here. And let's see what we got. We got to put that. We got to make a file. Now, of course, I think you can kind of figure out where I'm going at with this, the project I'm going to be working on soon. Because when you use, now I've been doing this, I've been using AI, I've been using the learning model to code and build websites since like 2003, since like March 2000. I built my first website with it in March 2003. And after doing this 2003, 2004, after doing this for about 2 years, I kind of learned that from a UX design perspective too, this is why having a UX background is good. I kind of learned that there are a lot of things you do repetitively that we can change. You know, there's a lot of things you can do repetitively. I'm not sure if it's just me doing them repetitively, but I mean, it's a lot of things being done repetitively, and I think that they can be changed with no effort. You know, we can just change them. So I'm going to work on that, and hopefully that'll make this process faster for you. Let me give you something to look at while you watch me, because I don't want you to be totally bored. So let me give you something to look at while you watch me, so you can kind of understand what the project is. So what we're building here is we are building a feedback form for startup founders to give their feedback on VCs. Now, this is not the name of it. This is just, you know, the name of it's going to be what the founder said, but I'm not going to worry about fixing that for now. I'm not going to worry about fixing the name for now, because what I want to find out is if my scripts work. Because if my scripts don't work, you have a problem. Let me continue my lunch. You got to eat when you code and really helps the brain. All right, let me finish this. So right now it's just basically me just inputting data. Inputting the code into Visual Studio Code, keeping everything nice and orderly. Okay, so that's the last one. Okay, so that's the last one. So that should be it. So that's all. That's it. So now we got to test it. Okay. So we got to test it. Okay. And it's already giving us something, which is weird. It's already giving us something, which is weird, but that's good because that means that it's online. So let's test it. Now, what's supposed to happen is I'm going to enter the data here. I'm going to enter the questions. I'm going to answer the questions here and submit review. And when I submit the review, what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to populate on this page. Pretty simple, right? But this is just local. When we go into production, what I submit here is going to create this page. And it's going to create this page over and over. It's going to just keep adding to this page in the form of a card. So what we want to test the script to see if it's going to continue to create new cards. So right now it's just in a default card. Why is it in a default card? Because I didn't think to ask chat to put in the code. No default card. So we have a default card already. I didn't think to put that in the script, but it's okay. That's an easy fix. What we want to see is that the stuff we have in the database is pulled from the database and added here. So that's what we want to see, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to enter. We're just going to put test. I'll just do test, I'll just do test. We're just going to put test, 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 test. We put hello world just to see if it holds the characters. We'll put test. I think these questions are too long. We'll put test. And the crazy thing is I still have more questions to add. Test, and I'll show you that trick later. Test, test. Now, of course, I want to set this up so that certain questions are answered. This is where we get into the iterations, right? If certain questions are answered, then other questions don't need to be answered. They don't populate. All questions are mandatory, stuff like that, So, like, for example, if I leave this question out and then I hit submit review, I should get an error. But it wants, like right here, see? It wants a URL. So it is working. It wants a URL. So we'll give it a URL. I think I coded that in, but I'm not sure. Well, it wants a URL like this /test. Okay, so no, it wants a real URL. Okay, so we got to use a real URL. Okay, it wants a real LinkedIn URL. It knows its stuff. Well, that's really good. I did too good. I did too good. So I got to use a real URL. No problem. We'll use our URL on LinkedIn. Let me pull that up. But also, you want to see if I leave a failed link, does it pop up and notify me? You want to see these things too. So, all right. All right. So good. Definitely with the trip. All right. I don't know how it knows. I'm not giving it a real LinkedIn URL, but it does. So we give it a real LinkedIn URL, and that's just all the problem. So we hit submit review. Okay, there we go. See? That's what we wanted to happen. Damn, I'm good. See that right there? You see that right there? That's what I wanted to happen. Damn, I'm good. I'm purposely wanting it to do this to prevent bots. See, some of the questions are so unique that I prevent the bots from doing anything. Until they don't answer the question, guess what? The form can't be submitted. Damn, I'm good. Not so good. Not so good. Then I hit submit review, and review successfully submitted. Okay. And then if we go over here, we should see when we hit refresh. Yes. Wonderbog. Okay. Wonderbog. Okay. Wonderbog. So it gave me experience, process, response time, outcome, fair outcome, suggestion. It didn't give me. Okay. So we got to fix this because apparently it didn't give me VC name. Okay. All right. So we got a few things to work on. I thought I put VC name in there, but I guess VC name is missing. VC name is missing. Okay, so, but of course, some things are missing, and then it gave me the whole thing all over again. So it's missing VC name, even though VC name is in it. So this is the part where you got to learn how to read code because it says VC name, but VC name is missing. A couple of things are missing. Maybe I didn't put them in right. I probably didn't put them in right. In the right order. Let me see. But the good news is it works, so I'm not really too worried about that. This is the part right here, though, that takes weeks to figure out. It's probably telling me why isn't VC name showing? I don't know. I don't know why VC name isn't showing. Everything else is showing. But this is how you do it. You know, this is the process. The answer is simple.
All right, so I just gave it a prompt to explain what didn't work and see what it tells me. VC name. Okay, so you want to add. Okay, I see what's wrong. Yeah. Okay, I see what's wrong. Okay, I see what's wrong. Okay, so we want to add. Okay, I see what's wrong. Okay, that's weird because it gave me. That's really weird that it did that. Okay, I see what's wrong. But it's weird that it did that. All right, just got to make a few adjustments here. So right away, I see what was wrong. So here goes the thing that you learn about this, right? JavaScript is your magic wand. Without JavaScript, the HTML files are worthless. JavaScript brings them to life. JavaScript actually like gives them instructions on how to do things. So this is the first thing we're gonna fix, and then we're about to stop because I got a headache now. Like this shit really gives you a headache. I'm not even gonna lie. Mhm. Yep, I got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, perfect. Okay. So what happened was, let me see if I can show you what happened. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is how good the AI is if you don't have any coding experience. So what happened? Okay. It gave me back this. This is what it gave me back. Okay. It gave me back this. Oh, actually, I made a mistake. This is the VC name. So actually, I made a mistake. It did give me the VC name. It gave me back this, but it didn't. I thought it didn't give me the VC name. I wasn't paying attention, but it gave me back the VC name. Okay. At least I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure what this is, if this is the VC name or not. But in any event, and this is what it gave me back. It didn't give me back all of the questions. It didn't give me back all the fields from here. All of these fields in the Firestore database match all of these fields. VC name, share your experience. It's 11 questions. So I should get back 11 responses. Okay. It didn't give me that back. And of course, I still got to go into capturing this, because even though you're giving me your full name, your email, your LinkedIn, I haven't even put in to capture that, because that's not important. But I got to put in to capture that in another way, because this is supposed to be anonymous. This is supposed to be anonymous. Well, we'll get to that. But anyway, so it didn't give me everything back. The reason why it didn't give me everything back, as I would learn, is because this is the review script. And of course, let me show you the review script. This is the review script. And remember when I told you guys I can read this stuff? Like I can read it, like I can really read it. So this is the review script. This is why you got to really read it. So it did give me the VC name, but it didn't, and it gave me all this other stuff, right? But I want everything, okay? I want everything. So if you don't have everything here, like right here, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's 11 things. It's 11 data points. It only gives me 7. So I want all 11 data points in here. And this is why you got to be able to read JavaScript. I can read it like a book. Like I can read what all this means. Okay. And so what I did was I went to chat. And I told chat, hey, this ain't working. This ain't working. This ain't working. I went to chat and I said, hey, include all these fields. And it said, okay. And it gave me the updated code, which I obviously can't show you. Updated code. Okay. So now I'm going to, I see, I shouldn't be showing you that already. So it gave me the updated code. So now I'm going to stick the updated code in there. And that's this right here. So now I'm going to stick the updated code in there. I shouldn't have been showing you that. That's why I got to be careful, because I'll be showing you stuff that I shouldn't be showing you. All right. So let me go ahead and copy this, put it over here, because I got my config. I got my config file, and if I show you my config file, then the jig is up, as they say. Then the jig is up. So I put in, okay, now we're right back to square one, and this is good. It's actually better, because now, it's actually better, because now, guess what? Let me go ahead and save that. It's actually better, because now it's really dynamic. There's no preliminary thing showing. There's no precursory thing showing. Okay? So it's actually better. It's actually really dynamic. Let me show you. So it's actually better now. Okay? It's always evolving for you. It's doing a lot of work for you. So this is better because there's nothing showing. So it's not previewing anything. So it kind of thought, okay, and it fixed it for me. So now We're going to go again from scratch. We're going to put in our LinkedIn profile. Now, this information isn't being captured, so it's not really a big deal, but I got to figure out how to capture it. Let's call this VC Big Money Brothers. Big Money Brothers. Share your experience. Bad. Very bad. Describe the process. Slow. Response time. Slow. Were expectations met? No. Communication method? None. Outcome? Declined. Decline. If declined, why? Not thesis. Is that right? Thesis? I might be spelling that wrong. I think it's thesis. Let me see. Investment thesis. Okay. Okay. So I'm answering the questions. Not investment thesis, suggestions for employment. Cut the check. Was the outcome fair? No. Okay. So now I hit submit review, and it says review successfully submitted. And then we go over here and we refresh. Nothing happened. Okay. So nothing happened. So now nothing happened. So it was submitted. Let's see. Let's try it again. Oh, well, it already went back. Okay. So nothing happened. So, okay. And so this is what happens, right? This is to be expected. Nothing happened. It's probably something in the database. It went through to the database, but the output didn't come. So we're missing something here. And of course, as always, we're missing something. But it went through. It's just not showing. It went through, but it was just not showing. I don't know. I got to figure this out. So anyway, but this is where we at. So I'm going to stop here. This is a good problem to have. Because you just saw it work, and now you're watching it not work. So this is a good problem to have. So I'm going to stop here because I can't troubleshoot and talk to you at the same time. But this is a good problem to have because you saw it work, right? Look, we know it works. Okay? So if I wanted to roll it back, I would do this. And I would roll it back to this. Okay? And once I roll it back to that, then I know, and I hit refresh. Now I know it works, okay? So it works. It actually was what I put in here. Big Money Brothers experience very bad, process slow. I'm thinking, and this is why I gotta sit. This is why I gotta sit and think, because it works. It's just not giving me all 11 of the fields. But that might be a reason behind that. It's a reason why it's not giving me all 11 of the fields. So there's something in the new script. There's something in the new script that it gave me, but it works. It works. It's just that the new script that it gave me doesn't work. And I have to see why. It could be a couple of different things. Could be a couple of different things. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Okay. I didn't update. Okay, I didn't update the review page like it instructed me to. It told me to update the review page, and I didn't. So let's update the review page. Okay, let's hit refresh. And again, this is what happens. So we updated the page, right? And then let's go back here. And we go back here and we undo, or we redo, I should say. Okay, now we're redoing it. And then we click this. Nope, nothing. Yeah. So I gotta stop here because I don't know why it's not working now. For some reason it's not working. I'm gonna show you that it works, but for some reason it's not working. So let me show you that it works, okay? So we go here and we're gonna do where we at? So we go here and we're gonna do Control Z and we're gonna take it back to this, right? And then we're gonna go refresh and nothing happens. So then we gotta go back to the reviews and then we're gonna go Control. We're gonna go Control Z. Oh, okay. I already see what's wrong. Okay. I already see what's wrong. All right. I already see what's wrong. Okay. I already see what's wrong. I see exactly what's wrong. That's interesting. All right. I see what's wrong. Okay. And see, this is why you got to learn how to read code. This is what's wrong. Let me see if I can show you what's wrong. So, okay, you see this line right here? That's what's wrong. Because if you look at that line and then you look at the line of coding, if you look at that line and then you look at the line of code that I'm using, and I hope I don't show you my fucking let me hold on a minute because I don't want to show my my file. So let me get to the right place here. So well, no, it's actually right here. I was actually right. All right, let me go back here for you guys. All right, and you see this line of code right here? This is what's wrong. So I have to change the type to module. And the cool thing about it is, it tells you here what it is, it kind of gives you some. But anyway, that's what the problem is. The problem is this code right here, script type equals module src reviews.js, the first script. That's the problem right here. And for some reason, it gave me this. And this is what I mean. Like, this thing's a long way from taking job. For some reason, it gave me this. And then, so that's why it's not working. The script connection is wrong. So, but we can fix that. That's an easy fix. But okay. So let me go ahead. And stop right here. I'm gonna finish my lunch. I still got a lot to go. I'm gonna finish my lunch. I'm hella hungry. And then I'm going to come back and have it working. So if I have it working later on today or tomorrow, I'll definitely have it working by tomorrow. But let me just show you again that it works. We know it works. There's no doubt that it works, right? Here it goes right here. There's no doubt that it works, okay? It's weird because I don't know, man. This whole thing is weird. I don't know. I gotta focus. See, I can't See, I tried to do this talking to y'all, but I can't because I gotta really focus and see it works. I got 2 submitted reviews and it works. So, and I gotta still work on the review page because it ain't really flowing how it should. But as you can see, it works. So it works. Okay. So we got a couple of things to work on, and I need to focus. I hate to say it, but I need to focus on it while I'm working with. I need to focus on it while I'm working with it. I got to concentrate. So let me go ahead and get back to it, and I'll be back either today or tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow, Friday, and I'll have it working the way I want it to work. The way I want it to work is that all 11 fields populate. I got 11 questions and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 came out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 came out. I still got 4 more unaccounted for. So we're gonna make it work. We're gonna figure it out. Okay. I actually already figured it out, but I'm just saying that when I come back tomorrow, it'll work. I'll also have this page put together better because it's supposed to be in cards and then just go down, 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 So, and maybe I'll add a star. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to do this in a way that it could be rated. But this is just the beginning. So this is just the beginning. So as you can see, they enter the questions here, hit submit for review. When it goes into production, it will make this page. It will open this page in a new tab. And this page will actually, this page needs to be its own URL. And then this other page is the actual site that you submit the feedback. And then this is the actual page that has its own URL. So I got a lot of work cut out for me. But before I did all that, I wanted to make sure that it worked. Because remember, like I said, hey, what's up? Because remember, like I said, you can get really big with this on the AI, right? So this is a separate page. This form is actually the landing page. The information you put on the landing page creates the review on another URL. So that's really what I got to put together. So actually, this is 2 separate sites. So this is actually its own web page, own website. But before I did that, I wanted to make sure that it even worked or it will work properly with the database. So I really have 2 separate sites going on. All right. I really have 2 separate sites going on. And I got to figure out how to do that. I kind of know a way I could do it. I can do it 1 or 2 ways. I can make it easy on myself or I can make it hard. I can make it easy on myself or I can make it hard. But in any event, that's what happens. So we're going to figure it out. I'm going to go work on it. I got to concentrate. I can't talk to you and do it. I wish I could, but I can't. I really kind of want to do this in real time, but I got to build up my brain capacity because it's kind of like focusing and paying attention and keeping you guys entertained. And I just feel an overwhelming urge to focus on you more than solving the problem. And so nothing's going to get done and I'm going to get frustrated. And the way that I get frustrated, I don't like to troubleshoot. I don't like to debug. I just start all over again. So give me until tomorrow. We'll come back. Tomorrow is day 1. Friday, we'll come back. And this will be working the way I want it to work. But it's working right now. That's the good news. The good news is it's working right now. So I got to think about, is it even important to mess with it? Is it important to fight for 4 questions? Or should I just move on to the next thing? I don't know yet. So that's what I really got to think about. Is it important to fight for 4 questions? Or should I just move on to the next thing? Because the next thing would be having this set up to be its own URL page. And the landing page gets the input from the questions and creates the URL page where the questions, where the reviews are visible on a separate URL page. That's what I want to have. So the review page is really its own separate URL page. Okay. And then, of course, this is styled where each review is in its own card. All right. And then, of course, we go from there. Because that's the thing. You don't want to put too much work into it until you're sure people are even going to use it. Like, if I put this out right now, it's fine. I don't need to have it on a separate URL. My question is, are people going to use it? If people are going to use it, then I'll fight for those other 4 questions. But if people aren't going to use it, it's no point in fighting for those other 4 questions. You know what I'm saying? But it's working. This is one response. This is the second response that didn't get filled out. And then this is the third response. So we got 3 responses completed. I don't know why this second response ain't come out, but we're going to figure that out. So, all right, let me go. That's all I got for today. Thank you for joining me. And I appreciate you. Who's that? Nimara. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you for joining me and participating in the comments, in the chat. And like I said, join me tomorrow around this time. I'll be back and we will have this almost done. I don't think we need much time for this. Probably like another two days. We should be finished. So, all right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.